Hey people, this is Jake bringing you another Percy Jackson YouTube video. So making this video definitely is not going to be any minor feat because I'm talking about the minor Greek gods. Yeah, and the Percy Jackson Olympians in the Heroes of Olympus series and kind of the roles in them and just my opinions on them. So obviously there are a bunch of minor gods and mythology, but there's also there's a lot of them shown in the series, two series that I'm talking about. And if I was going to talk about them all, we'd be here all day. And I know you guys don't want to listen to me talk for that long. So I'm just going to cover the 7 that are represented in the cabins and kind of talk about my opinions of them and their roles and all that good stuff. So to open it up, in cabin 14, we have Iris, who is the goddess of rainbows. But do not mistake her for some just piddly little rainbow goddess that doesn't do nothing, alright? For one thing, as I mentioned, she got the Iris messages and she threw healthy snacks at polyboats. Okay? Now you tell me, what person have you seen throw snacks at a giant? You know, that's just the level of like, screw you, I don't care. You know, have this snack. That's how I feel about you. You know, that is pretty bad A. And that was just such a great moment. So, and like I said, Iris never turns on the gods. You know, she's like the purest of the minor gods, I would say. She was a little weird, but come on, I mean, if I was immortal, and I'm weird now, imagine if I was living in like thousands of years, I'd be whoo. So, you really can't blame her for being a little weird, but she's really cool, and it's nice to just see, it was really cool to see her in the Son of Neptune. And let's not forget her kid, Butch, who is like this, you know, the son of rainbows, but wears it with pride. The tattoo of a rainbow, and is pretty tough dude. And one of the cool things too, we see like Butch can like manipulate like speed, like he can go pretty fast. Like, but I think in the chariot he made him go really fast. So I think that's like an attribute of children of Iris, which is pretty cool. And I hope we see more of that later. Then we got Hypnos in cabin 15. Now we never actually see Hypnos, which kind of leads me to wonder like why Rick would put him in the books as a cabin. You know, like for example, there's Morpheus. We actually see Morpheus, who's the god of dreams, and he does. I mean, he's not a nice guy, but because he makes everybody go to sleep. But yeah, so I don't really know why we put Hypnos in, but it's pretty cool because we get to see Clovis in the Lost Hero, who is a pretty powerful dude, which I think is interesting because being the god of sleep, you know, you wouldn't think like, oh, power. But he's really powerful. Like in the myths, he makes Zeus go to sleep. So if you think about it, if you can make anybody go to sleep whenever you want, like that is ultimate power. It doesn't matter. It's like, it's basically the equivalent of killing him. You just make him unconscious for however long you want. You know, and it's said that if you go in his cave, you're never coming out. And then Clovis is like super smart because he's dreaming all the time and learning. So that's like some underrated power right there that I hope we get to see. I really highly doubt we ever see Hypnos, but maybe in like a dream or something. That'd be pretty cool. So then in cabin 16 we have Nemesis, and if you like Nemesis, you know, that's good on you, I guess. That's your right to like whoever you want. I do not like Nemesis. I think she's pretty unpopular. You know, the goddess of revenge. She does some sketchy stuff. And poor Ethan, who's like one of the tragic dudes in the Percy Jackson Olympians, gives his eye for her and does all this stuff. And, you know, for Cronus, because she teaches, you know, about revenge and... well, she is the goddess of revenge, so I guess you can't really get it. But my point here is that she's a terrible mom. Can we just get that out of the way? She sucks at being a mom. I would not want Nemesis as my mama. She freaking shows up as the person you hate all the time. So what's that like for your kids, you know? Like, do you look... I wonder what she looks like for her kids. I never actually really thought of that. Like, does she look like that random dude down the street that you don't like? You know? Or is she... yeah, I don't know. That needs to be addressed. That's not going to be addressed, but it should be. But yeah, she sucks at being a mom. We see that with Ethan. Damian White is another kid of hers that we see. Not a whole lot of him. He doesn't seem like the nicest fellow, but, you know, who is? You know, it's hard to be nice all the time, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He has both his eyes, so that's cool. She hasn't made him take his eyes yet. But the biggest interesting thing to me for Nemesis is because when you first think of her, you think, okay, goddess of revenge, and then, you know, Ethan's eye and all that stuff. But she's also the goddess of balance. And I think we see more of like, we see like both sides of this from the Percy Jackson and Olympian series to the Heroes of Olympus series. Because Percy Jackson Olympian series, it looks more like revenge. You know, everybody treats the minor gods like doo-doo. So she's helping them. She's helping the people. She's supporting the Titans to take out the gods. Okay, so that's like revenge. Okay, but then when the giants come back, she's like, nah, fam, I'm going to help y'all because the whole balance thing. So, because it's just difficult because revenge has a negative connotation automatically. Like even if it's for a justifiable cause, you know, there will always be people saying revenge is bad. But balance is good. So it really just depends. And that's why it's interesting, because in Percy Jackson Olympians, that revenge, we think she's super bad. But then in Heroes of Olympus, she's doing the balance thing, and then she has some good qualities. Even though she's still a jerk and I don't like her, she does help Leo, even if it is for a cost. She does help Leo by giving him that fortune cookie, which he then saves his friends with. So it's just, she's an interesting character. Like I said, I don't really like her, but there's just a whole lot of things that could be talked about in Nemesis alone. In Cabin 17, we got Nike, the goddess of victory. Technically it's pronounced Nike, but I'm just going to say Nike because that's what I'm used to, and I just feel like saying it that way. So yeah, she's the goddess of victory, and we don't really see her till, we don't really see or hear about her until, you know, the Athena Parthenos is brought up because she's a little statue there, and then we don't actually see her until the Blood of Olympus, where she's crazy because of all the Roman Greek split personality stuff going on. So yeah, she's not really portrayed in the best light, and she's just kind of weird, and she's trying to make our peeps kill each other, and she's going around screaming. But anyway, the thing I like about Nike is that she's just fits the competitive like vibe stereotype so well. So when I think of competitiveness, my mind immediately goes to gym class in high school, okay? Or maybe you're in middle school, or gym class, yeah, anywhere, wherever your gym class, this should apply. So you're playing gym class volleyball, right? Just imagine you're playing volleyball in gym class, okay? So gym class volleyball is not a big deal, obviously. You're just there, your coach is telling you to play volleyball, you're just doing it for like 30 minutes, then you go on to your next class. It's not a big deal, it's not do or die, you know, it doesn't really matter if you win or lose for your survival. You don't get any recognition if you win it, you're just there to have a decent time and get some exercise and then learn volleyball or whatever and go on, okay? But there is always that at least one person. Usually there's more like 3 or 4, but there's always at least that one girl or guy. I'm going to use the example as girl because Nike's a girl. So that one girl that is just super into it. Now maybe she plays volleyball and she wants to show off how good she is, or maybe she doesn't and it's just incredibly competitive. But there's always that one girl that is just going crazy, screaming at her teammates to do better. When we don't play volleyball, so it's like, what can we do? So she's screaming at her teammates to do better. She's running all over the court, ball hogging, and then she's like rubbing it in the other team's face whenever she gets a spike, or blaming everybody else, or just going crazy. Okay, we all know about that one competitive person that just drives us crazy, that we think is crazy, and that's Nike. I mean, she portrays that so well in the Blood of Olympus, and I don't really like her. I don't dislike her. I just think it's funny because that vibe she gets in with so well. And then that's her kids, like Holly and Laurel Victor, are always like arguing with each other, being competitive, trying to win stuff. And it's just like, it fits it so well. And I just think they were written really well and funny. and it's pretty cool. And I hope we see more of Holly and Laurel because they're hilarious. And in cabin 18 we got Hebe. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong, but she's the goddess of youth. Now Hebe's one of those, I'm not really sure why she's in there in camp, because she's not actually in the books or mentioned really. She has a kid, I think is Paolo Montez. I know I pronounced that wrong, I apologize. But yeah, so there's not really much of her, so hopefully we can see a lot with him. So we can kind of see more of that Hebe vibe, and maybe we'll actually see her. You know, if that could be used somehow in the Trials of Apollo, maybe. You know, because now Apollo's all youthful as Lester or whatever, so maybe there's something there. And I hope Rick does that, because I want to see her. And that's, if she's mentioned in the camp, you know, I hope that's just not some random thing. Hopefully she actually does anything with it. Next up we got Hecate in cabin 20. So Hecate, goddess of magic, queen of sketch. Alright, she is sketchy. So first off, we see her opposing the Olympians in the original series. And then she, like Nemesis, she turns it around and helps some of her people in Heroes of Olympus. But it's really cool. Like, she's sketchy, and you're not really sure if she's good or bad. But she's cool, and she helps Hazel out. So, you know, anyone who really helps Hazel out is good by me. And then, really cool thing is she comes back in the Blood of Olympus, and then helps out Hazel there. So yeah, a really cool goddess. One of those that is kind of blurs the lines of, like, is she good, or why is she really doing this? You know, I would say most for, like, the reason she probably helps Hazel out is for selfish reasons, because Clytius wants her down and she needs help to take out Clytius, and Hazel is the best person to do that. But still, like I said, we're talking about the gods. She helps Hazel out. Good on you, Hecate. And hopefully we see more of her. I really doubt we see more of her, because she's already been in it a bunch. Well, compared to others at least. But at least maybe we can see her kid, Llewellyn, who we haven't seen a whole lot of. So yeah, hopefully we can see more of her. So there's the my take on the 7 minor gods represented in the cabins. Sorry I rambled a lot. I hope you all could enjoy that still. It's just the minor gods are so dense. So it's so, like, what I mean by dense is that there's so much to talk about them. And it's pretty hard to do it in one video. Maybe I could do another video down the line. And this video is pretty long too. So sorry about that. I hope you guys enjoyed. But wait, I haven't said who my favorite god is. I know that matters a lot. You know, who my favorite minor god is. So I'll go ahead and tell you people. My favorite minor god is Hades. Yeah, that's right. I called you minor Hades. What are you gonna do about it? You don't have no throne? Yeah. Oh dear. Why is there a black hole appearing on my wall? You know, I didn't. Scheiße.